I'm Tom Bolger. We're going to have a chat about the new adjustable lanyard from Fixe. It's called the Manso. It consists of two main elements, which is one is the dynamic rope and the other is the locking mechanism, which is made up of two parts. Tirana was the last stronghold of the Moorish Empire. Due to its rocky landscape, it created this impenetrable fortress and took hundreds of years for the Christian invasion, which happened in the 12th century. Tirana is a village known for its resistance. Whether it be the Moorish Empire, the Christian invasion, the walls and the climbing, and the village is still here today. Its resistance against time is undefeatable. However, in addition to coming to Tirana to learn about history, people now come here to do something different too.
Hello and welcome to Cheongsong in South Korea for the lead semi-finals, the first World Cup of 2026, and as usual we have travelled to Korea to kick off the season, and what a season it's shaping up to be. My name is Matt Groom and I'm in the commentary box. Well, I'll allow you to introduce yourself. What's your name? Who do you climb for? What do you do, sir?
I am Javier Paredes and I compete in ice climbing and also in sport climbing too, in lead climbing, and I'm here to watch the semifinals. I didn't go into semifinals, so I hope to help to make this a bit more interesting.
Absolutely, it's lovely to have you. And as you said, you compete in the, well, last time I saw you, we were in Madrid, and you were commentating with me then. So you sort of breach both disciplines. So you sport climb and you ice climb, right? That must be intense.
Yeah, it's like you have all the year competitions. You have from June to October, more or less, you have the lead climbing season, and then you have the ice climbing season, so it's like only 3 months a year to rest a bit.
Well, you are very dedicated, sir, but thank you for joining me here today. Right, we are looking at the athletes who have made it through from qualifying into semi-finals. 16, the athlete coming out last has qualified in the top spots. The athlete coming out first has just squeaked into semi-finals, and we're looking for 8 athletes to progress to this afternoon's finals. And let's shout out YouTube. We've got some dedicated people watching online, and we do have a chat, so if you'd like to ask myself or Javier any questions, please do. It's about midnight in Europe. I'm getting people from France. Arthur saying he's watching. It's 12 p.m. there. We've got Carmen from Spain. Hello, Carmen. And the athletes are back getting ready to compete. And Javier, tell us about the isolation area. What kind of things are the athletes doing to make sure they're prepared for this competition?
Normally they are like trying to be concentrated, and they warm up, obviously, but also you can see things more surprising, like they are listening to music, they are with the eyes closed, trying to make themselves like less nervous, to be focused on the semi-finals.
Yeah, focus is important, isn't it? Because there's a lot of things the ice climbers have to battle against. Number one is the cold. Let's talk about the cold a little bit, because South Korea being hit by a storm system right now, it's pretty freezing outside. We're lucky in a lovely warm commentary box. But how on earth do the athletes warm up in sub-zero conditions?
Yeah, it's really difficult, because in qualifying you can go outside and you can be more used to the temperature and all of that. But in semifinals you are in a hot room, so you have to really move yourself a lot to be enough warm when you go out, and it's -0 degrees. So
yeah, it's absolutely freezing. And okay, I'm someone who gets very cold hands, for example, and I've heard rumours that the ice climbers will give themselves what we call the hot aches. You know, where you you stick your hands in snow and get them cold. Is that true? Do you guys do that?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
For example, yesterday I ran to warm up, and I took some blocks of ice to make the hands freeze, the same as when you are competing.
Oh, I
get used to it.
I said to my colleagues in the car this morning that I don't think I'm cut out to be a high-level ice climber. I just don't have the toughness that you guys do. It's absolutely brutal sometimes. All right, well, our belayers are ready on the stage. We have 2 routes here this morning, men and women. The men's on the left-hand side, not going up the middle of the structure, but up into this giant head wall that looms over the stadium. And then the women's on the right-hand side starts with a vertical section into a little overhanging roof, and then the roof continues after that, and there are some ice barrels in play too. And talking about ice, we're having a look at it. This is the backdrop for our climbing wall. It's an artificially created waterfall, this. And if you come to Cheongsong not during the World Cup, I've been told that you can come and ice climb on this, so it's a pretty good destination. And then the speed wall. Javier, did you watch some of the speed finals last night?
Yeah, I went almost into finals. I was 2 positions to get into the finals, but it was really interesting. They go really, really fast, and it's so difficult.
Yeah, it really is. And that ice, it held up well, actually. But we saw changing conditions. It went from sort of sticky ice into this brittle surface by the end of the evening as the temperatures dropped. And we saw some pretty dramatic races. All this is available for free on YouTube, so come along and have a look. Let's shout out some more YouTube people, shall we? Because I'm getting loads of messages coming through. Hello there, Melody, Sarah. Lovely to hear from you again. Of course, listening from Colorado. Looking forward to coming over there for the next World Cup. Who else have we got here? John T999 says, we don't need sleep. The comp is more important. John, you are a legend and a hero. I agree with you. No sleep needed. Right, Javier, the first athlete coming out, and it is going to be from the women's side. I think we'll stick with first of all, and it's Young Park from South Korea. And for the men, we'll have Florian Gantner compete. He's just walking off screen. We're having a couple of issues with cameras this morning because of the cold. So at the moment, we're sticking to a fairly wide shot, but these things will change as we progress. Okay, so Park, off the ground, Javier. And you had a look at these routes. You said you don't think it's too hard, and perhaps speed is important?
Yeah, they don't look really, really hard. Maybe the last 5 moves, they are hard, but the rest is like running and get pumped. Like, this structure is 30 meters or something like that, so when you are in the meter 20, you are so pumped you can even do the easy moves.
Exactly that. Well, Florian will have to battle against that in a sec. His time won't have started yet. But Florian is underway, and on the right-hand side, as I said, is Young Park from South Korea, who had a bit of a slow start. She struggled with a couple of those early reachy moves, but is now more underway as she gets 2 clips in. And Javier, for people who have never watched this sport before, obviously a bit different from sport climbing, the athlete's kicking into the wall with crampons. So the plywood is softer, I would imagine?
It depends on the structure. Here in Korea it's a bit hard, so you have to really kick strongly. But depending on the wall where you go, maybe sash-free or something like that, you just put your feet on it and it gets kicked. It's not too hard. As you can imagine, normally we can think that you have to really be strong on that, and it's not that hard.
That's fair enough. I quite like the fact the conditions change between climbing walls. It's a bit realistic. Right, we're watching the wide shot of our 2 athletes now. Florian doing some good pace. Park a little slow at the moment. It's like she needs to sort of warm herself up and get some flow going here. She's a little bit tentative, a bit slow down low at the moment. Meanwhile, Florian has to do...
Sometimes in semi-finals, people go slowly because they are normally harder than the other routes in qualifying and in finals. So normally they expect to have a really hard move where they can fall.
That's a good point, actually, because, yeah, the quali routes are a bit easier. And semis is usually actually the hardest round of the lot because we've got to cut 16 athletes to just 8. Shout out to Tabitha, by the way, on YouTube. I presume that's the Tabitha, the GB athlete who did some amazing commentary with me last year. So hello, Tabitha. Right, Park, upside down now in this Fig 4, Fig 9? Well, I can't remember. Right over left is Fig 4. God, my mind's gone blank here. Anyway, she's up into the Stein pull. It's not floating. The cheeks of the axe pressed against the wall there, and she's locked that in now. And Javier, this is the first of the roof for the women. It's quite a brutal overhang, this.
Yeah, it's really, really overhang.
It's like a little boulder.
I've never climbed in that wall specifically, but it looked like crazy.
It does, and she's really struggling with this Stein at the moment. She flings another leg over here, fully committing to it, but going back and forth, and she needs to find a solution quickly here. Hasn't made the clip yet, and I would imagine she'd like to get that clip in before she makes this move over the lip. It's an interesting one. It does look like she's locked into that left Stein.
Yeah, sometimes in that type of move, it's more like the scariest. It is scary. Like you think you can sleep every time, but actually the axe it's well placed, so you can't fall.
Yeah, just 1 point of contact for her. She has got the clip in. Meanwhile, Florian on the left-hand side will launch right now. And talking about roofs, there's a fairly big one coming up. Horizontal above his head as he gets these long draws in, designed to minimise some rope drag through this section. In terms of time, the athletes have 6.5 minutes. We will keep you updated on that one. Florian swings through. Now, Javier, ice barrels, and they seem quite small this year compared to some of the ones we've seen before.
Yeah, normally they are bigger, but I can imagine that they will be for the finals, something like that.
Yeah, they're
bigger ones.
The thing is, the smaller they are like this, you can see how much he's struggling to kick into it, because you basically sort of have to kick above your own head. He's almost toe hooking that barrel. Love to see that.
Yeah, if they are smaller, it's like you can move easily, but it's difficult that you cannot kick. So.
And you can see Park there struggling a bit with the clip. The athletes wear golf gloves. Oh, and we've seen a fall on the left-hand side. So Florian is down and out. We can just see him going there, leaving both tools behind on that ice barrel. They will be fished out somehow. And although we missed it, I'll tell you what happened. He sort of cut loose, couldn't find the feet again, and look how disappointed he looks there. I mean, the fact the axes are buried that deep, he obviously, he was in a good position and just sort of couldn't quite pull it back there. We might see a replay, hopefully. Right, Park halfway through, and we saw the timer just now, so ticking past the 2-minute mark, so she's got to pick up the pace a little bit right now. Moves herself over to the right-hand side of the structure. And you've got to be careful here, because it's very easy to touch the edge of the wall, which you're not allowed to do, sort of behind it, and we saw some disqualifications last year about that.
Yeah, every year someone touched the structure. And it's not what you want to do.
Absolutely not. She fiddles with that clip, doesn't like the clipping position, and will reset. About a minute to go for her.
Actually, it's really difficult to not touch the structure sometimes, because you jump and this type of move that you don't actually control all your body. So sometimes it's hard to not have a penalty for that.
Yeah, exactly. No athlete wants to do it deliberately usually, and of course with all these cameras on it's hard to get away with that, so they will have it in their mind. Right, I was looking at this section, Javier. Do you reckon she uses that ice barrel, or do you just sort of go over right? I think you have to, yeah, and she's into it now, I think.
Yeah, I think they'll use it.
And then I think you've got to turn the ice barrel, so you've got to come around to where her feet are here. These ice barrels are prepared by our setters, pre-drilled.
It's not an unusual move, like going from one side of the barrel to the other.
Yeah, I haven't seen that before. And again, the size of these barrels will make it quite difficult, actually, because it's a very small box for them to move through. She's got to cut loose and is suspended above the air. Doesn't look in a great position right now, and she does drop off. Not sure if she was timed out there or whether that was a fall, but she also has axes left behind in the structure. She comes down. She'll be looking up nervously, not wanting them to fall down on her head there. Just clear the area quickly, please. But a good first effort as men and women finish their first run. Okay, Wilson Whitley from the USA, and I know there's a lot of USA people watching right now, so please send your support. And there's a chat on YouTube about which is the best UIAA structure. I'm loving this. So if you're listening, just one word out of the 4 we have. So Korea, Switzerland, USA and Canada. Let us know which is your favourite in terms of looking at it. I think this is one of my favourite. It's very beautiful, but then the Sasfe car park is unique, isn't it? Alright, so Wilson immediately underway here. Very fast climbing from him. I suppose as well, Javier, you kind of want to get the blood moving. You know, I know you've warmed up in isolation, but you spent some time outside, and you just want those first couple of moves to sort of get things flowing, maybe.
Yeah, normally you try to go fast because they are easy moves, and you try to just be enough active to start the hard part.
Yeah, so he flows through the first section. The women's, I think, has a bit more of a tricky start.
And more than physically, it's like a mental activation. Like, you start and you are not into the route, and when you start climbing and you do like 5 moves or something like that, your mindset change.
Exactly, sort of switch into competition mode, don't you? And then off you go. So Javier locking off that side pull and moving cautiously through it, through the various positions on the tool here. He's got one of those unique axes with the triple handle structure, a very straight shaft to it as well. Got to be careful of that rope there. He's either kicked very close to that one with the right foot. Yeah, it's unusual. Oh my goodness, what a great shot. That is a horrible hold.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do occasionally see ropes get a bit shredded, but it's very unusual. But the athletes, of course, have to be careful about that. And he's suddenly slowed down the pace here. A little bit tentative on the first few holds. Ilona Serra from France is underway for the women right now, but we'll stick with Wilson Whitley at this second as he moves his way through. And there we go, a lovely split screen showing Ilona underway from Team France. Her teammate Marion is back after taking a break last year. She qualified in the top spot, so we'll see her last out on the wall.
Here, when they are climbing, you can go the ones that are more experienced, because Florian went faster than Wilson, and it's because it's his first or second semi-final, so he's a bit scary. I've experienced it the same.
Yeah,
you don't want to fall, and you go slowly.
Yeah, he's sort of new to the sport here, so doing really well in this competition. Getting lots of support from YouTube as well. Thank you, guys. And some hearts coming through as well. Lovely. Thank you, everyone who's watching. All right, well, the two athletes. Oh, with a big swing there. He launched for that one. Gets some tools quickly in, and now he's picked the pace up again. So good change of speed from him. You see the enormous hole in that ice barrel. Those holes do tend to get a little bit bigger as the competition progresses. And then an opportunity to bridge left here. Yeah, the men's route sort of wanders around this structure. It goes from the centre all the way over to the left and then cuts back right again under the giant roof. Really accurate with that tool placement. And Javier, where that, for example, where the tool is now, there's often like a little divot, a little hole for them to hook.
It depends on the hole, but that hole that he has just used has like a little hole, but it's not like a hole just for the axe. Like you can put both axes and it's good.
All right, he's into the roof section. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, Ilona is through her roof as well. Did it a little bit smoother than Park did, which will have bought her some time for the top section. Now Wilson approaching where Florian fell. Let's see if he could figure out this ice barrel move. Super, super awkward sequence this. You've got a clip as well. And sort of maintaining, knowledge of where you are on the wall with climbing this 3D is quite difficult. You can get a bit lost sometimes in the roof.
And normally you have problems with the ropes. Like you put your feet under the rope and then on the rope. And when you fall, sometimes you have the rope just like him.
Yeah, exactly. And I think he's got to get that other drawer in as well, which is back behind him. We can see that green one hanging down, unless that's not in the route. But it is in the roof. Yeah, there we go. Okay. The athletes can only go past it to a certain point, although having those long draws in is a good reason to argue, and of course they can hook it with the axe as well.
Yeah, normally the best option is just to continue climbing and clip when the quick draw is on your knee or something like that.
Got a question coming through about those blocks. Geordie says, interesting that the blocks are not blocked off on the top. Yeah, the athletes can actually use the top of the barrel. That was a rule brought in. They can't, though, hook the chains or the screws attaching the ice barrel to the wall. Oh, just a screw up there for one tool. A lovely shot as he cuts loose again. Comes into the hook. This is a good run by Wilson. Up towards the head wall now. And has plenty of time on the clock as well. Now, usually with these competitions, the difficulty steps up a little bit as you hit this vertical structure. And myself and Javier were looking at the top of this wall. And there are not many holes available, so some big moves needed. Ilona on the right-hand side is into the ice barrel section for her run as well. So we'll keep an eye on both these athletes here. But what a performance from Wilson. I think, Javier, you read these routes correctly. Maybe not the hardest, a little bit of speed, and we have a big fall as I say that. Wilson coming down, he celebrates, and he should, because that was a very good run from the USA athlete. Good morning's work for him as he comes back to the ground.
We'll have to see the others, but I think it could be maybe a finals. I'll try to go into finals.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. He'll have a bit of a wait to find out. These competitions goes on for, I think we're scheduled for about 4 hours for this semi-final. So if you are watching us in Europe, I'm impressed by your stamina if you stay till the very end. And unfortunately, you can only have a brief nap before the finals. So it's going to be a non-sleep day for you. But you guys watching are tough. It's fine. You'll manage. 1 minute 24-ish left for Iona here. She tries to manoeuvre that. Oh, and this is where you do not want to try to kick yourself in the face with the crampons. It's quite an awkward move for her. It's fascinating to me how athletes really tend to slow down on these ice barrels. It looks like a simple move, but in reality, that it's so complex, the little movements you have to do.
Yeah, it's like, it's not hard because all the holes are really good, but it's difficult to move. Like, you don't know where to put your feet and all of that to progress.
And of course this is, nice heel hook there on the top of the barrel. Love to see that, and a little toe hook as well. Yeah, the athletes read the routes before we went on air, so they've just had one chance to try to work this structure out. And she's heel hooking once again. No crampons though on the back, Javier, so it feels a bit weird, rubber on ice.
Yeah, and it is a bit risky because you can just touch the chain and you are out. Last year, one Spanish guy touched the chain and he was disqualified.
No. That. Time is ticking away though. Now this clock is set off by us, so it can be a couple of seconds out either way, but it gives us a really good idea of how much time she has left. And she has no time left. Went for the big move, left both tools behind as well. They swing above her head as she goes back to the ground, and we can see on the left of your screen underway, Hyun-sum Lim from South Korea is climbing. Jaden on YouTube says he really wants some hot chocolate with whipped cream. Yes, please. Can you send it over here, please? And Michael says, who is commentating with you? Well, I've got Javier in the house from Team Spain, expert sport climber, boulderer and ice climbing. He's burning the candle fully at both ends of the season here. And he's sitting next to me. So there is Lim. Skipped through the first section as we'd expect, and now has to concentrate a little bit more of these yellow volumes, start to create some 3D surfaces. Solid climbing from him so far. They'll be aware that Wilson did pretty well because of the time. The athletes will start to get an understanding of exactly the sort of characteristics of this route. Locking off that left arm just to sort of reposition himself here.
A bit long, that move. Here in Korea, moves are normally a bit longer than in other competitions.
Yeah, there's always a sort of a style between the various venues, and you'll hear athletes talk about that a lot. They'll be like, it was such a Sasve route or such a sort of Korean route. Noah is watching this from the climbing gym he's working at right now. Where are you from, Noah? If you're in the US, that climbing gym is open late, right? Or is it early in the morning? I've lost all track of space and time currently. I know in Europe it's past midnight, so I doubt you're in Europe, unless it's a very cool climbing gym. Alright, getting stood up here on this lightning volume. I've just been hinted by the voice in my ears that Noah might be from the... is it the Noah from Longman, who is hosting our next USA round of the World Cup? Noah, let us know. Is it you? Is it the real Noah? I don't know why that gave me the giggles, but it did. Yeah, Longman, a fantastic structure. It's a commercial climbing gym, and they coat the outside of the wall in plywood. Oh, look at this from Lim as he cuts loose there. Flicks around. He's done well on that ice barrel. That's full commitment from him, and speedy work as he moves through the sequence. Right, Emma McSwiggan from Ireland, one of the loveliest ladies on the circuit. True veteran. Didn't qualify in the best position for this. There was some nervous scrolling of apps here while she was waiting to see if she'd get in. She did so well last year getting on the podium. She picked up the bronze last year, which was a bit of a surprise for her as well, because the year before that she'd made a big mistake. And Emir is one of those athletes who will always talk down her own abilities. She'll tell you she's not fit and then absolutely crush it. So we'll wait and see. But we stick with Lim right now as he's on the second of the ice barrels on his route. Oh, Noah says he's just a lowly gym worker. It's not the Noah. Fair enough, Noah. Well, in our mind, you run the gym, mate, so just go with that. Lim had a bit of a hesitation there. I think he was thinking about which grip to go for. Decides to match the handle.
Yeah, and sometimes you don't know how to move your feet without moving the axe. So you go down and you move a bit to find a position to move your feet.
Yeah, and of course all this is done on the fly. They can't plan too much of this ahead. Some of this comes down to instinct and experience. Lots of support from Emir on YouTube. I'll let you know if she takes a fall, but right now we're with Lim as he approaches the roof, and this is where things get serious for the men. Tricky clips, fiddly ice barrels to come. Lim has a look down. And there is Emir, made quick work of the roof section, is looking in a flowy mood at the moment. People are describing her as the OG of ice climbing, I would agree. She's one of them. Lim commits to the one arm there, holds it nicely, waits for that ice barrel just to steady a little bit. Sometimes, Javier, you want the swing, don't you, to make the next move, but I think in this case you want that ice barrel to be quite still.
Yeah, it depends. But when you are there and you want to move in the same barrel, you don't want it to swing.
Yeah.
It's more when you go to the next one, when you prepare.
You can see the difficulty all of them are having. No one really kicking into that ice barrel, and that sort of implies it's very hard. And also, of course, up by your head. Look at this from Emir, by the way. She's absolutely storming through this route at the moment. I'm liking the green on the ice axes this year, matching that Edelred helmet she's wearing. Is it an Edelred helmet? Is it a BD helmet? I think it's Edelred.
It's impressive how she climbs like all the time slowly but with the same pace.
Yeah.
So finally she goes fast, you know?
Yeah, you're right. Sort of just consistency throughout the route. I'm quite concerned about what's hanging off her left crampon. I'm trying to see if it's trouser, but it looks to me like it's off the boot itself. So hopefully that isn't a bit of a gear malfunction for her. Josh the Climber says, does the ice get chewed out a lot? Yes, it does change. So these ice barrels are here for the entirety of the comp. So although obviously all the athletes have a similar situation, which is the ice evolves and changes, it does tend to get better, actually. Those holes become bigger, and occasionally, though, they do become a bit more brittle. And if the ice breaks, there's nothing the athlete can do about it. It's not a technical incident, it's just one of those things. Right, both hanging right now. Lim with one arm, and he might have, I think he just got himself a bit stuck in the middle of nowhere with that move. Takes a lot. I mean, you've got to do basically a front lever to get yourself back up once your legs are hanging low, which is very physical, obviously.
Yeah, sometimes you are so tired you just cannot do it.
Yeah.
Even if you want to just put your foot on your hand, it's impossible.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there is Emir. She is doing well. We'll move into the number one spot here at the moment, if she can make a couple more moves. And about 1:20 left on her time here. Fiddles in that clip. I mean, this is where, for me, the experience will really help her here. She's dealt with these barrels so many times.
Yeah, and the barrels doesn't change too much between comps.
Thank you for your questions coming in on YouTube. I will answer them. I'm keeping an eye on it in pauses between the actions. But any questions you have, please send them in. I think it is, the edge of her boot is flapping on the left-hand side here. You can just see it there. She's dealing with it well, but it can't be ideal if you have something flapping in front of your eyes. Actually, I think it's a bit of tape hanging off the bottom of her shoe there. Right, with 30 seconds, she's in a bit of trouble. Tries to get a hand up. Trying to get the fig fours in here. Yeah, and there is a close-up of that tape hanging off the bottom. There's a screw up and right. And Emir trying to recover something here. She can't use the edge of that wall. It's such a good-looking crack, isn't it? But I'm fairly sure if she sticks a finger in there, it's not going to be allowed. Oh, close. Now, although the clock has finished, remember it's not exact here, but I think she has been timed out now. She can look at ways of trying to unwind herself from the structure. Just checks the time to make sure, and then we'll take that fall down. All of it curled up around the rope, but she's all right. She untangles herself. Good run from Emir. Wasn't the best quali run for her, but I think that would have settled her nerves a little bit in terms of her performance. She does look strong. Oh, she always looks strong. What am I kidding? Right, let's answer some questions then. Geordie says, are the tops of the routes always also at the top of the wall? Yes. Yeah, it depends where. The highest point of the wall is the finals top, but it's only about 2 metres lower than where the athletes are climbing to today for the men. The women's is a little bit lower for semi-finals. Leaderboard on the right-hand side, and Emir does move into the top spot. 23 jumps over Iona's 21.2. Emir breathing hard out there. And Javier, do you find, for me anyway, when it's this cold, I find it quite difficult to breathe. It's almost like you're breathing in ice.
Yeah, it's the same as with the hands. Like, you have to go out and try to breathe a bit and run a bit to get used to it, because if not, it's impossible to breathe. And sometimes you are climbing and you have to leave your axe and put it in your elbow or something like that, because you cannot breathe with the axe in the mouth.
Yeah, and it's quite a shocker when you come from the ISO area, which is heated, out into the cold. It does take you a few moments to acclimatise with that one. There's a spinner, by the way, on that first quick draw there. That allows the first draw not to get tangled up as we saw in the past. So a good improvement there to the system. And of course, it's pre-clipped because we don't want anyone decking out too early here. Tabitha asked about dynos. Not so far, Tabitha. Haven't seen any yet. You never know for finals, though. They tend to stick them in there, don't they? We usually get at least one along the way. And if you think it's absolutely bonkers for ice climbers dyno, you are correct. Yes, it is insane. Jumping with deadly weapons in your hands. Can't wait to see that. Right, I'm going to hang on. Sorry, man. I'm just going to do a quick spoiler because if you didn't watch the speed and you don't want to know who wins, I'm about to spoil it. Okay, you got 5 seconds. Everyone ready? Right, Olga taking the gold medal in speed last night, so she's on a bit of a high. And Javier, do you think it's difficult to come back? Because she finished quite late. She was obviously competing, and then she's got to get up immediately at 5 in the morning and climb.
Yeah,
that must be tough.
And she had the anti-doping test also.
Oh, no way. So she was up really late then.
Yeah. But I guess you just take it and go and try to sleep as soon as you can. That's it.
Yeah, I'd imagine a few Red Bulls have gone her way, and Red Bull, one of our sponsors here, including Fixe, and we should mention Fixe, who have come in, a Spanish brand who make fantastic quick draws and ropes, are the title sponsor for gear this year for the UIAA main season, so thank you guys. Michael's asking me, am I coming for the World Youth Championships in a week? Yes, I think so. According to the last conversation I had with my boss, yes. You never know. Things might change. But I'm very looking forward to seeing the youth ice climbers in about a week. 2 weeks. Right, we haven't talked much about Jae-Jun Lim on the left-hand side here, who's done pretty well at the moment, looking solid. Olga approaches this roof. Now let's have a look at the right-hand side here because I'm interested. She doesn't do that Fig 4 that Park did originally, and I think that's the better method. It's a bit scrunched up.
It depends on who does it. Like the sport climbers, we usually prefer just to kick and go for it, but are more old school. They prefer to just go with the figure 4 all the time.
Yeah, exactly. It depends on styles, doesn't it? Good work from both athletes here. At the moment, Olga perched above the roof. Lim, meanwhile, starts his launch right.
We can see him do what I said before. He just took his axe and started to breathe hardly, and then put the axe in his mouth.
Yeah, that nose breathing is all very well, but you need a bit more oxygen, don't you? Yeah, we have seen it. Oh, he's got a bit tangled here. Now, this is what you've got to be careful of. He did manage to unwind himself nicely, but there's such a danger of getting yourself twisted in the rope. But it's positive stuff from Lim here as he flicks those feet over the elbow. Fighting hard at the moment. This section really seems to burn the energy of the men. It is pretty intense. All right, over he goes, onto the second ice barrel. That was a good, smooth transition from him. Very quick work from Lim here. And Olga is on the ice barrels as well, so both athletes wrestling with some frozen water here as they go up. I'm being reminded on YouTube about the curtain rod of death, as people are calling it. At various comps, the setters put a bar in where you had to dyno to the bar and then slide down it. There was one in Saas-Fee and there was one in the Continental Cup in Bern as well. I like the curtain rod of doom or death. I'm going to steal that, guys. Thank you very much. It didn't kill anyone. I just want to point that out. I think it was just scary. All right, so Lim moves forward, and this is so far a very good run from the South Korean athlete. He approaches the head wall here, and just reminding myself here more than anything, Wilson, second out, what a run from him. He was deep into the head wall.
Yeah, it's really good to be his first semi-finals.
It's always tricky with the semis. You never quite know until we get deep into it exactly how the athletes are doing. Now, Olga is in a bit of trouble here. She's on this heel hook section. The problem is that heel hook feels so insecure on the ice. And that crazy bent hook that he's hooking onto here. And up and directly above his head there is a hold. It's fairly blind though. Quite difficult to see it. And of course, Xavier, you're reaching up, it's blind, and you need an exact spot to hit as well. It's not like you can just touch it and hold on.
Yeah, and this type of rounds, the semi-finals and finals, do on site. So you have not seen anyone who has put his axe there. So you just try to figure out where is it.
Really good point. Well, Olga takes the fall. She looked uncomfortable on those ice barrels. She's breathing hard, and I do wonder whether speed just got to her a bit from last night. That will leave her... We'll have a look at the leaderboard in a couple of minutes, but that, I think, is going to leave her in a bit... Oh, there it is. Look at that magic. Hasn't been updated quite yet, but Emir's 23 was the one to go for. So we'll see where Emir lands. We have Lim down as well. So, athletes back on the deck. And there is Whitley. That hasn't been updated yet either, I don't think. No, not yet. So we're waiting for the updates. There's an awful lot of talk now on YouTube about various things setters have put in. Everyone remember the rings on a bungee cord last year? That was an interesting decision, I would say, by the route setters, as ice axes pinged across the arena, including into our commentary box. I do hope catapults are not included this year, but you never know. Noah is asking about scoring. Good question, Noah. I'm just searching in my own database because I want to get this right here. So give me a couple of seconds, and I'll tell you exactly how the scoring works, because it's a little bit different from other sort of competitions you might have been watching. As the athletes get ready and turn around for the next side of things here. Okay, so scoring. If you touch the next hold, you get 0.1 added. If you get a full tool on it, you get 0.2. And if you release the ice axe from the bottom hold, you get the full score, the full point. Each hold is worth a point. And that's how it progresses. Right, USA, are you ready? If you're watching. Corey Bohe is on. Athlete number 2 from the USA with the Ice Coop sticker on her head. A wonderful gym in Boulder, Colorado, pretty near Longman, which I visited last year, actually. Had a little climb. Great place to train that. Where do you train, Javier? Is there a dedicated dry tooling place in Spain?
We have a little gym in the climbing gym. Javi, the one that is climbing, he has a climbing gym. And like in the part...
oh, hang on, sorry to stop you. We've seen a very early fall on the right-hand side. Head in her hands there. That is Corey. I didn't quite catch it, actually. I just saw the fall, but that... I mean, look, it happens in ice climbing. It's horrible when it happens, but it is one of those things as an athlete. I think it's almost like a rite of passage. You have to go through it at some point. But Corey's eyes are locked on the floor. Such a shame for her. Oh, yeah, it's just... a ping of the left tool. Oh, Javier, I mean, what can you say? It's so disappointing, isn't it, as an athlete when that happens.
It happened to me sometimes, and you don't like it.
No, I mean, it will be no consolation to her, but it happens to everyone, and everyone will bounce back. But Corey, heart goes out to you. I'm so sorry. All right, let's talk about Javier on the wall here, your teammate. Tell me a little bit about him.
He's my coach, and he's the one that moves everything. He's the coach of the Spanish team, and he's like the one who moves everything in Spain about dry tooling and ice climbing.
Okay.
He has made a little climbing gym in the part like where people cannot go. He has put like a little climbing gym for us to train ice climbing. I don't know, he helps everybody there too, and he tries to introduce more people to dry tooling.
That's so good.
Each year we are more people. We are now like 12 people from our town.
Wow.
That compete, so...
That's such a good story, isn't it? I mean, and clearly he's got some quality to use for his coaching as well, making it into semi-finals here and looking good at the moment. You see the leaderboard on the left. Whitley's still leading the way. 27.1. Only just, though. I can see those two lines pretty close together, but he is still in the top spot. A lot of love coming through from Corey on YouTube. Yeah, guys, thank you for supporting her. It's pretty brutal when that happens, isn't it? Okay, next up, who have we got here? Neta Luchetska. And again, spoiler alert, silver medal in speed. And she had a tough year last year, did Annette, through various reasons, and I was chatting to her last night, and that silver medal she got just meant so much to her. She was crying tears of joy out there, and let's see if she can do something with this lead wall. We always chat about it with Annette, but time is not her friend, but she's been working very hard during the off-season to try to speed up a little bit, but it's all good in theory. Can she put into practice on the wall? Javier doing well as well. I mean, he made that transition on the first ice barrel really nicely as he traverses left, avoiding the edge of the structure.
Yeah, he's going really fast.
Yeah, he is, isn't it? Nice pace from him. And this is a big move from Annetta as she stretches up and right. Kicks those feet through. Stick with Javier here. As he comes, side pulls that high hold.
He's going really fast. He told me that he would risk a bit to go more fast, and he's doing it pretty well.
Yeah, I think that's important, isn't it? I mean, it's and this is the issue with speed, especially with dry tooling and ice climbing, which is that speed means you can't be as precise on the hold sometimes. You have to trust some dodgy placements. But of course, medals last forever, don't they? Annetta on the roof on the right, she's doing well at the moment, locks in a Stein pull. Javier, we stay with him as he's on the tricky ice barrel section here. Locks in and flows through. All right, well, there we have the two athletes now on screen. Annetta moving through the roof and Javier on the ice barrels. Javier's done well there with that one.
Yeah, he's solved really good.
Yeah, I think most people have clipped this clip from this ice barrel, so he's doing well at the moment. Annetta moves into the corner. She's approaching the crux, which is the barrels.
Sometimes you have the wrong decision, but you change, and it's the best option. Like, he tried to clip, and then he realized this was not the best option.
I'm not sure he's in the best option here, though, either. He's just left himself a bit too much distance. And this is not what you want, especially hands on the ice barrel. He's trying to find something. He needs to reposition to get that clip in. Yeah, Josh is asking what happens if you miss a clip. Well, you can't, basically. You would be called down at some point. You can go quite far past it, and that's what he's going to try to do now, hoping that he can reach back and get that. But that, Javier has made a little bit of an error here at the moment. And still struggling with the clip. Goes one-handed, hooks the barrel. Annette is on the ice barrels on her side of the wall here as well. Just about from Javier. Well, he made it work, but that cost him some vital time and energy, and you can see less than a minute now on the clock for him. Coming up to about 30 seconds. I will let you know about the other athletes. I know it's not on screen, but I'll let you know how that goes. All right, starts to launch left here. Cuts loose, hangs on. Crosses over and through and then up. That's a very positive move, and he knows he's got not very much time. Pings and falls. That was the risk we were talking about, but he did have to push it there. And down he comes.
It was a really good try, I guess, but maybe not to go into finals.
Yeah.
We'll see it.
Right, Annetta on screen now. She took quite a while fighting through that ice barrel. It's definitely certainly the first crux for the women. Such a fiddly sequence through, but she's now back on more solid ground, literally on those screws. Having a bit of trouble here with something. What is she? I think she's trying to wiggle the rope through, but I'm not quite sure what's going on. Maybe it's stuck in the drawer? Now I'm not sure what was going on with that one. She spent a while fiddling with something down her by her waist. Powerful stuff, though. In fourth place at the moment with 21. Has got to keep moving, though. We said at the beginning, time is not her friend. Buries those crookenoggies into the top of the ice barrel. Ignoring the clip at the moment, which is probably a good idea. She just needs to keep pressing here. Although, of course, you can't forget about the thing. And this is going to be quite a long clip out left here with the heel hook in. Just about gets it. Right, she's got to press on now. Not sure time-wise, but she will be coming pretty close to it, and she might have been timed out. Hooks onto the next screw now. Moves through. Head wall above her head. She moves up into second position. Emir's 23 above her. Someone will be screaming the time at her. That will be more points on the board, and that might move her up here. Yes, so into the top spot for Annetta. And into the head wall. Things get more vertical here, but there's a huge... I'm watching that rope. That quick draw has caused her all types of problems. So what's happened is the quick draw has come on top of the barrel, which is fine, except I hope it doesn't catch for her. Up she stretches anyway. She'll keep pressing, but you can see now this rope drag kicking in, and that is going to feel horrendous for her up on the wall. Yeah, the rope drag. Big problem for her, and this will add so many kilograms of pull for her as she comes through. She's hooked that top draw. She's been timed out, but look at the rope drag. That is savage for her. Now, she's been timed out here, guys. This is not... But yeah, a pretty nasty haul of the rope here. Arms will be burning as she gets this clip in.
Yeah, it's really annoying when that happens.
Ah, it's the worst feeling, isn't it, Javier?
It's like climbing with someone in your back.
Exactly that. But at 26, not bad from Annetta. A couple of holds off the top here. We'll have to wait and see exactly what that score is, because we don't know when the clock stops. Breathing super hard out there. And she has a look up on the scoreboard. Right, underway on the left is Paul Zerberg from Switzerland, who's made his way through the first 4 clips. And there he is. Careful with this side pull move here. There's some questions coming in about using the ice blocks on the women's route that are nearby. No, you can't. So the athletes obviously look at the route. There's a topo available, and certain barrels will not be in. So you can't sort of go a bit crazy and use all the holds available. There is a route that the athletes have to follow. Of course, you can use the holds in any sequence or any order you want, theoretically. Javier keeps crampons buried in the wall here. A few have cut loose through this section. No such problems for him.
It is interesting how some of them skip some holes to have like more time later, and people that has experience, you can notice it because of that.
Yeah, sometimes the ice barrels are numbered per hold, and sometimes the ice barrel is just a point. It sort of depends on the topo. In fact, I'm just going to have a little look-see and find out if that is the case. Yeah, so for this one, for example, the first barrel for the men has 2 holds, whereas the second one looks like it's only got 1. So it can change depending on the topo.
Yeah, and we can see it like the ice barrel that has like 2 holes. You have a line that makes the distinction between the first hole and the second.
Okay, underway for the women is Jeong Kim. Part of a big South Korean team. Being the host country, you can bring 9 athletes for men and women, I'm pretty sure. So we see lots of South Koreans here competing, which is lovely to see. YouTube, don't go quiet on me. Keep your questions, keep your comments coming. I know lots of the athletes watch the live comments back, so if you want to send some support, I'm sure they will see them. And Paul, very quick here. Hopefully he doesn't get himself twisted up with this next clip. But he's got himself into a similar situation where he's very low for this next clip. And the problem is obviously the ice barrel is swinging, so you sort of swing away from the clip and it gets out of reach for you.
Yeah, and they weigh that much that you cannot just turn them to the side that you want. It's really difficult to turn the barrel.
Yeah, it never quite does what you want it to do, does it? Well, our split screen shows Kim on the roof now. Pretty quick work from her, nicely through. And that was very solid from Paul here. There's been no drama from Paul. He's just sort of moved through at a great pace. You can see as he heads towards the headwall here, up above his head, grimacing against the pump as he makes these powerful moves through. And this is, I don't even know what to call that. Like, I guess it's a sideboard, right?
Yeah, I don't know this hole, but I guess it has some little holes on it.
Paul moves into the number 1 position provisionally here, up into the head wall. There's only about 4 holds to go here to cover the next 5 metres of climbing, so some massive moves, feet skittering around there on the purple volume as he momentarily loses a bit of composure and he'll shake out and take a breath. Ooh, someone said Paul has got one of the new elite climbs. Not sure what you're talking about. You're talking about the ice axe, Matt? On YouTube? I haven't seen that axe. It's got a real curve on the handle. Yep. Oh, a big fall from him though. Pings off. Takes the whipper back down to the ground, but he is in the number 1 spot with that one. Good work from him. And he points to someone in the crowd. Okay, so back down to the ground for Paul, athlete number 6 out in our semi-final. There is Kim meanwhile. And any woman who's got to this stage tends to really slow down the pace here. Javier, do the athletes get wet when they're on these ice barrels?
It depends the temperature. When it's really cold, you don't get wet. You just some ice drops on you, but it's solid. But when it's a bit with hotter, with more temperature, all the water goes on your face, and you cannot see it.
Yeah, especially when the temperatures are a little bit warmer, as we've had last couple of years. You sort of see the athletes coming down dripping. Not from the sweat, from the water. Kim is doing a good job here at the moment. She's out of the ice barrel onto the next section, but we saw from Annetta, you have to be very careful here. So what I think happened, it looked like the rope had wrapped itself over that barrel. So I think ideally what you want to do is just make sure it's flicked over the ice barrel before making the move. But of course, hindsight is a wonderful thing. That's one of our holds on offer, the one she's just left behind. And up she goes onto the head wall. Time will be ticking down though. She's in third position provisionally and doesn't like this ice barrier. Now she's got to be really careful with that left toe not to hook the edge of the structure. Right, oh, she touches the chain, Javier. Now that's going to be interesting. So you think that might be a problem for her touching that?
Maybe, I don't know. I think they will not say anything, but if someone talks to the judges, maybe she could get a penalty, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, she didn't use it in any way, of course, just sort of brushed past it, but it's going to be interesting. Up she goes onto the head wall now. Good work from her. Stands up tall. She'll be nearing the top spot right now. Doesn't have the nasty rope drag in the same way as Annette did, but it is still there. Hooks in on the side pull. This should be the top spot, 26.2. It will be the new provisional leader for our competition here.
They can run a lot in the last moves. I think it's not really hard, but just that they get that pump that they couldn't do it. But
yeah, well, she's one away from the top here. Launches up, falls as she makes the move, so just below the top hold there. Down she comes, back to the ground, and is disappointed with that one, but it is a... Oh, she's sneezing, I think. Is she sneezing? Oh, no, she's in pain. Oh, my goodness, I'm so sorry. Maybe it's hot aches? I actually don't know if she is laughing. I thought she was in agony for a second there, but she's actually laughing. Okay, thank goodness. Whew. Injuries do happen in ice climbing. I was terrified for a moment there. So, Tristan Ladevant is up next, one of two Ladevans. All right, it's Tristan up high on the ice barrels here. And now, theoretically, I mean, we all saw it on the live stream, that touch of the chain might be a problem for Kim here. But it really depends if anyone appeals it, so we'll have to wait and see. All right, Tristan Ladevant. The Ladevant brothers were training very, very hard through the off-season since July. Didn't go on expeditions this year, so had full focus on the upcoming 2026 season. Let's see if that work has paid off here for Tristan.
yeah, in qualifying he made a mistake in one of the routes, but in the other route he just crashed it.
Yeah, these two very experienced. Oh, Tristan, though, kicked the hold there for a second, skitted down on it. All right, Tristan upside down, hooking onto the barrels. Good work from him as he goes upside down through this section and then underway. Sunyoung Park for South Korea on the right. How tall is the structure, asked Noah. It's about 30 metres, I think, in terms of distance, right? Very, very tall.
Yeah, maybe it's a bit less, but with all the overhang and all of that,
Yeah,
I think you climb 30 meters.
I think so too. I mean, it's certainly taller than any IFSC wall you'll see. This big metal structure. So Tristan, feet above his head here as he kicks into the top of the wall. And now he is looking to hook this hold, which is a long way left. Needs a little bit of power in the arms to make this swing. Latches it and gets it. Good work from Tristan. He's approaching the head wall. Sun Young Park on the right-hand side has dealt with that Steinpool clip quite well. And Tristan now has to do a very powerful move up with the right axe. Look at that lock-off strength, though. Very precise.
Really solid.
Yeah, a lot of people have sort of been almost popping for that hold. He just managed to stretch through on it.
Is the most difference that I can see from Lademan brothers and Benjamin and these people that it's usually in finals, that they don't get pumped, or even if they are pumped, they can still climb really solid and continue doing hard moves all the time. They don't struggle and have to try a lot of times to make the same move.
Yeah, it's where all those hours in the gym of training comes into play here, but he's having to fight on this side pull. Buries the tip of the ice axe in it, but look at this, he's got to stand up. He hasn't got, oh, look at the wobble. He almost tried to Steinpull it. Tristan could be in a bit of trouble here. He's got to kick those feet through, tried to wrestle up, but couldn't quite. Shakes his head. That was a full power move that he just struggled with. Now, Javier, after the next athlete, we're going to swap some co-commentators in and out here, so stay with us for one more until Park falls, as we near the halfway point here of our semi-finals. Tristan Ladevant back on the ground. Just seemed to not quite have the power for that stand-up move.
I think for this type of moves, tall people have a little disadvantage because you have to move more weight to go up and take in a good position the invert.
Yeah. All right, so she's waiting here. Up she goes, fiddles in the next clip, and does take a deep breath here. We know what's coming. She doesn't necessarily, but she will have definitely understood that this is one of the cruxes here on these barrels. Time to commit to it. She launches the leg over. All right, up she goes, crosses the leg through again. Yeah, and this is why she took that deep breath below it. It's a fiddly sequence through here.
Yeah, and when you are there, you have no rest. It's one move, and after the other, and after the other, you cannot kick in any place.
Yeah, you're right about that. It's so kind of scrunched up underneath you, and you can see her trying to kick in, but...
And as I said before, for all school climbers, it's easier because they can rest in a figure four, and for us, the sport climbers, we struggle a lot. We get pumped when we are in that position. You
just need to transition fig fours more into into the plastic climbing. Plastic? What am I talking about? Sport climbing. That's the one. I knew there was a word for it. All right, this is a big reach for her, and she's struggling with this. Goes backwards on the hold. It really does eat away at your time here. Gets the hook though, first time. Well done from Park. Bit of rope drag around the corner of that barrel and she loses her feet. Cut loose, tries to find something on the top. Could be a few seconds away here. Wraps the feet over. And hangs off, eyes closed, as she tries to get rid of some of that pump. Both heels locked in on top of this ice barrel now, but she can't stay there for that long. She's got to move. It will be making her colder and colder as she goes. Down she drops. One of the photographers up there trying to get the shots. You can check out the IFSC, the UIAA Instagram. That was a double mistake. It's not IFSC anymore. It's World Climbing, isn't it? Apologies, World Climbing. I've got to get used to that one before next year. I'm in real trouble. Hasn't made that clip yet, though. Now kicks it, loses the feet, down she goes, dodges the ice axe, full drama there. Back down to the ground, and I think that's going to leave her just outside of the finals place. All right, Javier, thank you so much, sir, for joining me once again. You're becoming a regular here in my commentary boxes, so thank you again.
I'm starting to feeling a local here.
Yeah, you are, mate. Yeah, always welcome back. Thank you so much. You go and enjoy the rest of the competition.
Thank you for inviting me, and I hope this goes well.
Always, mate. Thank you so much. Right, we'll just pause briefly. We'll bring our next commentator into the commentary box while we swap things around. Right, I am bringing my second co-commentator of the morning in, and we've got Emma Dimitri from Team USA in the house. Emma, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing good. It's cold out there, but much warmer inside, and I'm excited to be here with you.
Yes, it is very cold out here. Okay, it makes it sound like I'm tough. I haven't really been outside, to be honest. I ran out briefly to get a start list. So tell me about those conditions. How cold is it, do you think?
It's bitter cold. Yesterday, the weather was a bit warmer until the snow came in the evening, but now there's no snow and no wind, but the cold is bone-chilling.
Oh, my goodness. Well, your teammate is on the wall right now. Lindsay is out and about. Tell me a little bit about Lindsay. How did you see her this morning before competing?
Yeah, Lindsay and I had breakfast together. She's excited. I think she's going to climb really well. She's been training super hard this season down in UIAA with Kat, and both of them are competing in semifinals, so it's exciting. Exciting for us as a team to cheer her on. I think she's going to do great.
That's so cool, and you're getting lots of support on YouTube. Megan says, yes, Emma, There you go. Big support. Right, right. Who are we watching here? I've lost track. We were on Linus Beck. Ooh, big cut loose there. Didn't bother with the feet, just launched over and swings down. And Emma, tell me about your sort of competition history.
Yeah, so this is my first season competing with Team USA in the World Cup circuit. I've been dry tooling for a couple years and had the opportunity to compete with the team this year. So this is my very first World Cup.
So cool. And how did you find the whole experience?
It's been incredible, yeah. The hosts here have been fantastic. The food's been great. Meeting the athletes from all the different countries. We had a chance to meet some during the Continental Cups earlier in the season, but it's been an incredible experience.
That's really good to hear. I'm happy, and hopefully we'll see you more in the future here.
Absolutely.
Okay, so upside down at the moment. And we will let you know Emma's social media tag as well, so you can go and follow her along on Instagram. And do go and give our athletes support if you can, please, because obviously they're working so hard. Go give Emma a follow. We'll put it up on screen in a couple of minutes for her. You are getting lots of support. You're a popular member on YouTube here. Jack Gaming Network says hi from Anna, Brendan and Francis. Lots of support, and obviously lots of support for Lindsay out on the wall as well. And Lindsay at the moment, we haven't got her on screen, but she's just crossed the first mini roof. I'll let you know if any problems develop from her while we stick right now with Linus. Hacking into the top of the barrel there. Oh my god, look at that barrel shatter as he does it. And we do actually, Emma, I know you've just come into the commentary box, but I might just briefly kick you out for 5 minutes because Annetta has just come up to talk through the route. So can we swap you out and bring you back in? Is that all right?
Absolutely.
We sometimes try to get athletes who have just climbed on the wall up here. So you take a pause. We'll bring Annetta into the commentary box here as we stick with Linus. Don't go anywhere, Emma, though. Linus getting all curled up under this barrel. He's going to go for the long reach. And Annette, you've literally just come from the ice wall into the commentary box. We'll talk about the women's route in a minute when we see it. Let's just stick with Linus right now.
Okay.
And tell me about the conditions first of all. How cold is it out there?
It's quite cold actually. Like, it was fine yesterday, but it's really chilly this morning. And when we arrived with the bus, it was so freezing cold, and even in the ice zone. Even though there is a lot of people, it's still kind of cold.
Oh my goodness, mate. You guys are so tough. Right, Linus gets it in. Now we can talk about the women's route because you've just climbed this.
Yes, my breath is still somewhere up there, so...
And tell me about these ice barrels. We'll go back to the ice barrels. Right now, Linus is on the head wall here. Big move out left.
Yeah,
needed.
on these new Korean hangholds. It's a new series, and they're so slippery, and you really have to place your pick correctly, because even though it looks like a jack, it's not a jack at all, and it's so easy to just slip out of them.
And then this move he's going up to, it's quite a good hold, but it is a bit blind.
It's not that good hold actually, because you kind of need the tip of your pick on it and not the whole pick.
Yeah, because he tried to put the whole sort of almost like a side pull. Didn't quite work out for him. Right, we'll turn ourselves back to the women's route in a sec. So tell me about ice barrels. What were they like today?
The ice barrels were great, and it's usually my favorite style of climbing. Usually. But today I think I was just a bit unlucky and my tool got stuck on one of the ice barrels.
Is that what you were doing? Because we saw you fiddling with something at your waist.
Yes. My tool got stuck on the top of the barrel and then on the bottom of the barrel. And I just couldn't take it out, which cost me so much time.
Yeah, of course. We were
I think
wondering.
it also cost me finals, in all honesty, but yeah, it's what happens, I think.
Well, you had some vicious rope drag as well, because the rope had caught underneath the barrel.
I know, but it wasn't as bad as the tool stuck on the ice barrel. It's just it happens and you have no idea what to do.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Because, in that moment it is. If it gets under, you have just...
Oh, so she's got it stuck as well.
Yeah, she's got it as well.
So
it happens and you have to be careful about it.
Do you think that's because the holes are developing, so they're getting bigger and therefore...
They are. And for sure, as an athlete, you should also kind of think of that, because when we are training, we usually obviously don't have ice, but we are training on wooden barrels, and the same thing can actually happen even on wooden barrel. So you should always think of this possibility and be careful about it, which I wasn't, clearly, and that's why it has happened to me, and sadly it happened to Lindsay as well. You can see, not on the live stream, but they are going to get it, and it's actually quite hard because it's really stuck.
Yeah, well, that's great you're here to explain this. So Lindsay coming down with what looks like a stuck tool, which has now been removed actually off the live stream. Okay, she's down. Well, look, and I know you probably want to go and warm up and drink some coffee and eat some food.
It's a bit warmer here, so that's good.
Okay, well, you're more than welcome to stay up here, but thank you for joining me. I'll let you go and breathe and recover.
Okay.
Finals, obviously, a little bit risky right now.
I think it's really risky.
Okay.
It cost me a lot of time.
All right, well, I'm sorry about that, but congratulations on the silver medal last night in speed. Awesome stuff.
Thank you.
And we'll keep our fingers crossed for you for the finals. Thank you,
so
Annette. All right, well, Emma, we'll bring Emma back into the commentary box. I quite like this, bringing athletes through. This is fantastic. Thank you for taking the time, whoever does come and join us. We'll bring Emma back in, and we've got Emma's Instagram on the screen. Fantastic. So that is Emma's Instagram. Go and click on that and follow immediately, please. So Paul leads the way with 31 over 28. Tristan Ladamount. And I don't know if you heard that, Annetta was saying she got ice axes stuck, and I think that's what happened to Lindsay as well.
Yeah, absolutely. The bottom of your axe can get stuck underneath the ice, and it's a big pain to try to pull it back out while you're hanging from one arm.
I've had it happen when I'm ice climbing outdoors a few times, and it's a terrifying feeling.
Absolutely.
You just sort of wiggle the thing. The more you wiggle, the more you're throwing yourself off balance. It's not what you want.
Exactly.
Nasty stuff. All right, well, right, where are we at here? Lorena Beck is on. She was competing in speed last night as well, so one of those athletes who's doing the double. And then Lucas Perez from Spain, I think. Hang on. Yes. Athlete number 9 on the wall here. He stretches out. And this is the move that all the men have slowed down a little bit on this section.
Yes, they're moving in between some more technical holds. So the hold on the right, we've always called a roller. So it's a metal cylinder. inside of all of that resin, and there's some texture to it. So there's a little bit of friction, but not much. And the next hold they're moving towards, I believe, is one. It's a little metal disc that has dimples on it.
How do you know this?
Some of it is just familiarity. Each World Cup has a different style of setting, different holds that they like to use. And so we know the types of holds that are often at the Korean World Cups. But of course, there's new ones every year, every season. And so everyone brings binoculars to look at the routes beforehand and tries to share as much information as they can. But sometimes it's just your best guess until you're up there.
Yeah, and there's such an element of luck sometimes in ice climbing. You just need everything to go right for you. Okay, so Lucas cut loose on the swing, but he dealt with it well. And Lorena goes into the big four to make this Steinpool move here, which is quite a tricky clip for the women this section on the right.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the amount of body tension she needs to keep her feet on the wall, keep her toes into the wall through the figure fours, and to get that clip is quite impressive. A lot of core strength.
Yeah, we've seen some athletes kind of keep feet low on this section. She's deciding to hook them over the arms on that. It's worked for her well, and she's moved through the overhang as we stick with Lucas here, who goes up into the very corner of our structure. And that sort of floating side pull then, just the very tip of the axe in play.
Yeah, as Annetta was saying, right, you hope that the holds will feel like jugs, but you know that most of them are going to be a little more slippery than you planned for. So.
Yeah, it's my least favourite thing that people say who don't understand ice climbing. It's like, oh, you're just holding on to jugs. It's like, well, maybe, but what the jug bit is holding on to is tiny.
Exactly. Come
and give it a go, guy. If you think this stuff is easy, honestly, I have never been more pumped in my life having tried ice climbing. In fact, I did an easy route over the summer, and I experienced delayed pump, which I didn't know was a thing. I felt fine until I came down, and then I couldn't move my arms.
Yeah, your forearms are on fire.
Gone.
Absolutely.
I didn't realise I'd even done it to myself.
Yeah, for me, the biggest difference for sport climbing, I feel like, is when you're on a bad hold in sport climbing, you know it, and you can feel your fingers start to open and start to slip. Here, sometimes you have no idea if you're going to pop. It just happens.
Yeah, it's terrifying. You guys are unbelievable. All right, well, this is the tricky clip situation. Sometimes a clip kind of is a crux of the route, and it almost appears to be the case with this one. As you can see, everything is swinging. That's the problem. You know, these long draws obviously are there for rope drag purposes, but it means they move around a lot.
Sometimes you'll see an athlete to knock the draw first with their tool to get it moving, to bring it closer to them in the long run.
Now, Jory has just commented on YouTube that he says the first yawn has arrived. He's choosing between semis and finals. Jory, listen. Go make yourself a very strong coffee, find a Red Bull somewhere, and just get through this, okay? We need your support here, Jory. You can't go to sleep. Don't abandon us now. Keep pushing through. So, both athletes on the steepest part of their route now. Lorena Beck has to wrestle with his ice barrels, and we know now that those holes are getting pretty sticky for the tools. Let's hope she can get through that unscathed. And that's good work from him as well. Okay, now this is the big stretch move, though. I think it starts to burn you out, this, for the next section, for the head wall.
Yeah, right. The figure fours get you nice and pumped and ready to go on to... What a save! Come on!
Oh, that was an amazing save. Dropped down onto the lower tool. But, of course, heart rate would have spiked in that moment.
Absolutely.
So he's got to calm himself down now and redo this wall, maybe with the clip in, you'd imagine. Yes, I think he is going for the clip. Sensible, sir. All right, gets that in. He'll feel a little bit more secure after that. Jory says he needs Buckfast. What's Buckfast? Is it? Is it that thing with orange juice and champagne? Oh, he falls eventually going through. Shakes his head. Yeah, that error did cost him dear, I think. Emma, you got so many fans, Emma.
It's the middle of the afternoon in the States, so it's great to hear everybody cheering us all on.
That makes sense. I did wonder. I've lost track of all time zones at the moment. No idea what's going on. Well, he breathes heavily, having come back down to the ground. Good score from him. Just that slip seemed to get into his head a little bit, as it might. And also, off camera, Lorena came down as well. I could see the axe buried in the top barrel. So it was on the second barrel she fell on. Let's have a look at the replay of it. This axe is still in the structure. Slipped, fell, sliding down that tool. The pump getting to her, and that will, I think, leave her a little bit below a finals place at the moment. But a good comp from her last night, finals and speed, of course, as well. So a strong performance here in Korea. I mean, told it's a Scottish thing. Tonic wine with caffeine is what a buckfast is. That sounds awful, but it will keep you awake, I would imagine, yeah. I've learned something today. Thank you, Jory. Right. Next set of athletes are up. And it's a big name, Jonathan Arthur Brown, the mechanic from Switzerland. Although he did fail to fix my car last year. I was very disappointed. I was told he was a mechanic. I needed my car fixed. And he kind of came through. He gave me a lot of help, to be fair, and he did help with some things, but he didn't fix it. So, Jonathan, I'm never forgiving you for that. But this man is all power. He muscles his way through the rooms. The moves. Alright, he is underway now. Quick moves through. And then for the women, we've got Selina Bossard, sister of Benjamin Bossard. She pulls off the ground and gets going with a fast start from her. Very snappy. Emma, I've never seen so much support from the comments. Apparently there's two groups of people competing to be your biggest fan.
Oh, are there?
I want
Excellent.
that. I've never had two competing groups. Alright, well, our split screen shows the two Swiss athletes side by side here. Saas-Fez, the next World Cup. We all go to the magical car park in Switzerland, where we don't see the sun for days on end. I think I get that seasonal disorder thing whenever I go to
Just from
Saas-Fez.
Switzerland.
Yeah, it really
That's
does. Because you go in the morning and it's dark, you stay in a car park all day, and then you leave and it's dark, and that's
dark.
it. No tan.
And
So, easy work for both athletes so far, as you'd expect from this calibre. We are coming into the top 8 or so the top qualifiers.
yeah, they both look to be moving really smoothly and efficiently and trying to save all that energy for the harder sections to come.
Jory, by the way, has pointed out that perhaps my car was unfixable. Yes, Jory, it actually was. But that's not the point, is it? Just because he couldn't do it, I'm still disappointed. So, Selina into the roof now with this Steinpool. See, she keeps her feet low. It's looked better, that method, to me, from what we've seen.
Yeah, oftentimes I think it can be a personal preference. For the shorter athletes, you'll see them still sometimes figure 4, even with their feet on the wall. We call that a vertical 4, which is now she's going for. And that helps to give you just a bit more reach, a bit more height to get to the higher holds. For taller athletes, you maybe use it less often, but for your shorter athletes, it helps lock you into the wall and push you a bit further up.
Interesting, okay. Well, she has pushed herself up because she's on the vertical section now, traversing right slowly. Jonathan Arthur Brown is... I can't say his name as well without saying the full thing. I can't just call him...
It sounds good altogether.
It does, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
It sort of just runs. He will always be a triple-barrel name for me. Right, Douglas is asking about when you're climbing, Emma. So just to let everyone know who's watching, the co-commentators who join me are usually athletes who unfortunately haven't made it through to the next round. Sometimes an athlete will come up, like Anetta did, and sort of give us a sort of a live account of what went on, but we try to not distract them too much. Obviously, climbing is their main thing, but if they ever want to join me, they know the door is always open. Marianne did it a few times last year, actually, during finals. Oh, now ice barrel time then. She searches. There's nothing on that side, though, unless it's higher up. Where
Those
is
holds,
that
I
hole?
believe, on the top all the way around, but it seems like she's searching in the middle, which I don't think she'll have much luck there.
Yeah, she was searching for that, wasn't she? And the thing is, she's underneath it and below it, but now she's still going for it. So this is tricky moment for her. Jonathan is upside down on the barrel.
Yeah.
Now, has she got... There she goes. She's found that hole on top.
You'll notice on Jonathan's tools, too, on the men's route, it seems like on the log, some of them, the second position, the higher grip, gets almost blocked by the ice block, and so it's harder to bring your hand into second position.
Yeah, good spot, Emma. You can see that, actually, the handle pressing in, so he's got to drop it down, hasn't he? So Selena's done well here after that pause, but it cost her about 30 seconds searching for that hold. And a lot of athletes getting timed out rather than falling for the women, so we'll have to wait and see. Arnado says, why didn't you get a camera on the commentators? Because I look like death. It's very early in the morning. I've only had 2 coffees. You don't want to see me right now. So Jonathan makes the big stretch out. This has caused so many problems for the athletes, this clip. This double swing they've got to deal with. The ice barrel and the quick draw. And Jonathan will take a moment here to pause. Searching for a purchase with that left crampon. That will allow him to push if he can get it in. Better from him. Nice. Melody is asking about the 2030 Olympics, and Rob Adey has just walked into my commentary box, so I don't know if he's willing to come in and give a little chat about the progress, but we'll maybe get him towards the end. How about that, Rob, when we finish up? After this round, we'll get you to do a little Olympic update. All right, Jonathan goes up high above his head onto the purple volume. Selena Bossard has stopped to a crawling pace on the right-hand side. She's struggling with this traverse at the moment.
Yeah, there's a lot of figure fours in a row on the women's route, and for some athletes, that's their strength. They're psyched to see that, super excited. And for others, it's just an energy suck.
Yeah, you can see it with Selena a little bit. I'm not sure about time on this one, but she will be getting close to it at the moment. And Jonathan has to sum up any energy he's got left in his body for this big reach up above his head.
The head wall of the men's route has some massive moves.
Yeah.
They're huge.
But there's only about 5 holds on the thing.
That's the problem.
You know, I was looking at it like, have they made a mistake here? What's going on?
Exactly.
So Selena still fighting on the right. If she can transition, she will get a moment to sort of frog squat down on that vertical wall and recover. But right now, she's in a wall of pain. Jonathan falls on the left. Catches the axe almost with the foot. That would have been at least 2 points added to his score if he pulled that off, but he's going to have to settle for that. Emma, can we lose you briefly and bring Robin? Is that all right?
Absolutely.
Just so he can give us a bit of an Olympic chat here as Selena makes her way onto the head wall. Jonathan breathes very deeply. In fact, he's needing someone to handle the axe. As Selena, she's having to deal with this rope drag. We've seen this a few times. The rope getting caught underneath the barrel. So, Rob, thank you for coming and joining me, number one. Sorry, Selena falls on that section. So, Rob, give us an Olympic update. How are we doing with this?
Things are progressing quite interestingly. We have been working with the French organising committee for the 2030 Olympics through a committee with basically myself and Etienne Griot from the World Ice Climbing Board. We have put together quite a full technical kind of dossier which has been submitted to the organising committee, which includes things like venue size, formats, athlete quotas, medals, all that sort of stuff, kind of spectator size, budgets, and then even down to the point of identifying, we've actually got 3 sites identified in France, which could act as possible venues for the Olympic Games. So that's now with the French organising committee. About 2 weeks ago, the IOC confirmed that they were going to delay the decision on on what new sports are going to potentially get proposed for France. It was supposed to be made in Milan Cortina in a few weeks' time at the Winter Olympics at the IOC session there. But it's now been officially confirmed that they will delay it until June.
Okay.
So at some point between now and June, we're expecting hopefully a proposal from the French on what sports they want, and then that will go to the IOC for ratification in June.
Okay, so by the end of the summer-ish, we will know if 2030 is a possibility.
Fingers crossed. If everything continues as the plan now, we think that the French will not potentially nominate 3, maximum 4, but probably are at 3 new sports. There are also a couple of new disciplines in the mix as well.
Okay.
Kind of additional existing sports, but new disciplines to the sports. So yeah, we're just waiting to hear from the French exactly what they want to put forward. And that then will need to be agreed by the IOC.
I understand. And Rob, I just want to say thank you, because I don't think many people realise the process that it takes to get into the Olympics. It is a mammoth undertaking. I know you're working very hard on this.
Yeah, it's been an really interesting kind of working with the IOC, but mainly at the moment working with the French organising committee. And just kind of going through that process. Yeah. Okay.
Well, Rob, thank you very much. We've all got our fingers crossed for you, and congrats on another season, 2026. Looking forward to the rest of it.
Yeah, it's a great start to the season here in Korea, and then weekends gap. Well, everyone shifts continents, and then we kick off the European leg with SASPE World Youth Championships in Liechtenstein. Returned to Liechtenstein first there in 2018, which was my very first competition with the UIAA. So it'll be nice to go back there. And then, 2 comps in North America.
Okay, fantastic stuff. Well, Rob, I'll let you get back to the day job. Thank you very much, sir. And we'll see you in a bit and bring Emma back. Oh, someone else? Yeah, are we going to bring Matt? Yeah? Okay, we're going to swap around again. Sure. Right, you guys sort it out. I'm going to carry on talking here because we've got Kim Min Chol on the wall, getting lots of support on YouTube as well. Jory says, will the updates about the Olympics be on the internet? Yeah, the UIA will certainly let you know if they get the Olympics. That will be all over social media. All right, so we're going to bring in another co-commentator here. So if you could just introduce yourself, sir.
Yeah, hey, my name's Keith Weeks. I'm with Team USA. And I'm super happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Lovely to have you here, Keith. And Team USA has done very, very well at the moment. We've just seen your teammate we've just seen many of your teammates. Lindsay Levine come down as well.
Lindsay did great, yeah.
So what do you think here about the routes, having seen a few athletes through?
They look very fun. There's definitely some tricky bits here, especially with the men's route. You can see a lot of people getting hung up on this ice log. It looks challenging. We've seen some folks get a little bit stuck with their second position on their tool, so it's interesting to see how different people are taking it.
Yeah, that's something Emma was mentioning, how the way the ice is on that small barrel, it kind of blocks the position on the tool, which is interesting. And I guess something which is pretty hard to read from the ground, that one. Like, you don't know that's going to happen.
Definitely. If you don't know where the pockets are in the ice, you'll not really see that until you get up there.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
All right, well, he's starting into that section here on the right-hand side. We'll get the feet nice and high as he comes through. And what's the spirits like in Team USA right now? Because you guys have got a big team.
Yeah, we got a big team this year. Spirits are generally pretty high. I think there's some folks who would have hoped to have done a little bit better, but, we're all taking positive things out of this weekend and trying to build the stoke for the coming competitions.
Absolutely.
But everybody's happy to be here, and I would say spirits are generally high.
Brilliant to know. Well, Kim is into the ice barrels and full confidence from him as well. Look at this. I mean, this will be his home structure. He'll know what these ice barrels, or the type of routes the setters will set. But the death clip is coming up. Keith, you got some fans. Josh the Climber says hello. Laura Hutchinson says hello. Brian and Malene in the mountains.
Hello, everybody.
Loads of support from you. I've been told it's afternoon time in the USA, so I think we've got lots of USA supporters. Yep.
Yeah, we've been putting out the live stream in our social media feeds so everybody can come watch.
Perfect. Good job, man. And Haruku, we haven't actually seen any of Haruku on our live stream, but she is on the right-hand side of the screen, coming up and right from Team Japan. There is Team Korea, who look very stealthy this year. Last year they were all white, this year they're all black. I like this. A lot of cohesion. There she is. Brilliant. So Haruku from Japan. She's such an interesting athlete. Very, very small. So those big, reachy moves, she has to bounce between. It sometimes catches her out. But she's so strong and does a lot of the Continental Cups as well in Europe to prepare for this season.
Yep. I think we've seen her make an appearance in UIAA too. It's always fun to see her out there. It's interesting how effortless she makes some of those huge moves look too.
Yeah, because she is deceptively small out there. And I say that in no way derogatory. It's just the thing you have to deal with. But she does need to bounce between moves often. Right, on the left-hand side, Kim is close here to the big power moves coming up. Not many athletes have made it onto that head wall yet. Let's see if he's got something left in the tank here. I'm going to shout out Ice Coop once again, by the way, because they're representing so much. A wonderful little gym run by the community in Boulder, Colorado. Please go and visit that if you get the chance. I'm doing so much advertising, I feel like I should get free entry here. You know what I mean?
You should.
I need a little discount.
Come on by. I'm sure we'd be happy to have
I
you.
did last year, and I really
Did
enjoyed
you?
it. Yeah, really
Yeah.
cool. Got my ass kicked by some world-class climbers, as usual. This is what usually happens to him. All right, well, he's made the power move, but look at the struggle now as he locks off that left arm, finds the right pick as he swings the feet over. And there is Haruku on the ice barrels as well. She's on this women's crux. Kim pings an axe the first time. Good work. These are powerful moves and a massive whipper to come if you fall on this move.
Oh, yeah.
But this is good from Kim. He'll move up into the top spot soon. 31 was Paul's score from really early in the competition. Paul was out 6th. Feet over. I'm not sure he's going to have enough time for a top. Remember, this clock isn't... Oh, no, it doesn't matter. He falls just before. He falls sideways through the air there as he plummets down.
Very good performance overall.
Yeah, and Haruku is on the... has transitioned now from ice barrel to wall. As he's back down on the ground. Hopefully we can get some shots of Haruku. There we go. Come on, guys. We need to see the climbers. All right, she's underneath the overhang right now. Got to be careful with those chains, as we mentioned. We've seen a few coming close to that, and she got the ice axe buried in as well.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of people have that same problem.
Yeah, exactly. Got to be careful through that. Right, but she's got to speed things up. And there, by the way, is Keith's Instagram on the page. Please go and follow Keith if you can. He's volunteering his time in the commentary box, so just go and check out his page if you will. Michael M says, falling with ice picks near your face looks terrifying. Yup. It kind of is, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Or if it's in your mouth or anything like that, you never know just how it's going to be.
Haruku's done well here, you know. Got the rope drag to deal with as well. Aneta was saying that rope drag isn't as bad as it looks, but I just think it's because everyone's a beast. Alright, can we see a top here? I'm not sure of the time, but must be close on this.
She'll have to move pretty quick here.
Hasn't made that clip either. This fall is becoming scary for me right now as I'm watching this. Please make that clip. There we go. Okay. I get so scared. I really do watching it sometimes.
A little anxiety inducing.
Well, it's because they don't have any fear or care at that point, but everyone else. Right. She will come down, out of the way. All right, so we have our next athlete out, Virgil Devin. Now, this man, he's just such a beast of a climber, isn't he? Very dynamic, super exciting to watch as well.
Yeah, very cool to watch him climb. Super strong. Very nice guy, too. Chatted with him a bit in the hotel.
He is, yeah, you're right. All right, we know the bottom section of the men's route is fairly steady. It starts after the traverse left on the first set of ice barrels. And by the way, shout out to the person who is watching Marianne's dogs back at home. She has sausage dogs. It must be like 3 a.m. back there in Europe, and she's watching with the sausage dogs. Marianne is about to come out, so you haven't got long to wait before you can get to bed. So Virgil onto these giant ice boxes. We look at our leaderboard. Top 8 move forward. So Jonathan Arthur Brown in the danger spot there. 25.1, just behind Javier on 25.2. I'm expecting that order to shuffle around a bit. We've got Luna, Reza, Youngyun and Ben Bossard to come, so some big names to follow. And a lot of people have been commenting about the tunes they can hear. Red Bull are in the house. They have a a mobile DJ set, which is down at the front of the stage, and they're providing all the music entertainment for us today. Right, this is where the route will start for Mr. Virgil now. As he, oh, that's a bit awkward, isn't it? Maybe feet not quite high enough.
Yeah, I think so.
Interesting, he's the first one I've seen really struggle on this move. Now gets the distance.
Yeah, sometimes it's just a matter of a couple of inches on your feet, and it makes all the difference in the world.
It's the worst feeling as well when you lock off and stretch and realise that the feet aren't in the wrong place. You haven't quite got it.
Yeah, and hopefully you can reset yourself before you ping off something.
Yeah. All right, so Virgil stands up tall, hooks over. And then Marianne is underway on the right-hand side of the wall. The lady with the sausage dogs. Jaden says the dogs are such a good cuddle buddies. There we go, thank you. I like this dog update. Anyone else watching with dogs? Let us know on the chat. And of course, you can ask Keith any questions next to me. Now, Marianne is such a fascinating climber, I find, to watch. You know, she's had battles in terms of her mental game going into competitions. You know, she's been very open about that, so to put a lot on the line. She can make mistakes, but when this lady is on form, she's an absolute force out on the wall.
Yeah, very impressive to watch.
Doesn't compete in speed, lead specialist. Although Dennis, her partner, was flying up the wall last night in the speed finals. Virgil, one of the only ones to make that left foot kick up into the ice barrel work.
Yeah, and it's good that he got this clip early. Seen a lot of people kind of struggle to recover from that, because it seems like it might be closer once you transfer, but then you're just swinging a little bit more.
I agree with you, actually. Yeah, Virgil read that differently from everyone else, or maybe just found it in the moment. But it just means you don't need to do that awful long reach whilst the swing is kicking in.
Right.
So good work from Virgil. He's climbing his way towards that potential final place. Leaderboard on the left, he's in 11th at the moment. Paul leading the way with 31. No tops for men or women yet. I think there was a lot of requests from the athletes to make the routes a bit harder this year, and it seems like the setters have listened, because people are falling rather than being timed out, which is good to see, I think.
Yeah, makes it a lot more entertaining.
Yeah.
For us up here. But I guess be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, exactly. But that's true, and we've seen that in other competitions as well. You know, athletes ask for hard routes, then we see early falls, but for them, they want to battle a little bit out there.
Yeah, I think these are perfectly set in the sense that we're seeing a lot of people get high.
Now, hang on, there's something gone wrong with Marianne here. She's looking down and she's shouting out. There's a hook over, and she's yelling down at the officials beneath her. And I think she is going to come down on that. So she's called a technical incident on that. So crampons, we think it might be crampons through the rope, which means she's being very gingerly lowered, of course, because if she's worried about a core shot here, we don't want to see that, and she's hooking in here. So this is definitely probably, she's going to want to clip in hard into the structure here. So she's very concerned about the rope, and that is good work from Marianne. Obviously a dangerous moment out there on the wall, as we can see. And what she's going to do is pull through a section of the rope and retie it, I would imagine, to try to get herself out of this situation. We've got to keep an eye on Virgil on the left as the drama goes on the right, because he's on this big move section. Marianne is more than competent, very good outdoor climber. She will be able to deal with this situation. But I think what she's done is kick the crampon into the rope and is worried about the core shot, and obviously doesn't want to weight that section of the rope. And there are experts here who will be watching and making sure she's okay. Tied an extra knot in there. Right. Fine, I can breathe now. Marianne back on the ground. I'm not sure what happens there with that incident, whether that's it or whether she can call something. But Rob will go and find out, I think. Hopefully we can turn back to the climbing. There we go, because Virgil, 2 moves away here, or 3 moves away. And they are big moves, aren't they, as you go right. So into the floating Stein pull, and a floating Stein up there when you're pumped, the axe is moving around, it's not the greatest feeling.
It feels so insecure, but you know, I think they said it well. He didn't seem to have too much trouble with that.
I think Virgil might have been timed out here. We can't see the clock at the moment, but he certainly moved. Yeah, he has been timed out. So his score will count from wherever that clock finished. Not a top for him, but certainly our new high points. Puts a thumbs up. Number 1, yes you are, sir. You will move forward. And he will move forward as well, because we are nearing the end, last couple of athletes now. So Virgil will move through. Be good to see, can we, yeah, hopefully we can see that soon. Let's have a look at the scoreboard. Jonathan Arthur Brown in that danger spot. That hasn't been updated yet, so that will bump Jonathan down out of the top 8 into 9th. Marianne walks off. Rob has gone to find out what happened there exactly. Oh, I tell you what, it might not, because the rope is kind of caught up there. And I'm not entirely sure why we've got our official on the wall. I think they're just re-pulling the rope. Anyway, that will get sorted out for the women. And let's see what happened with Marianne. There's the kick. Yeah, she did go right through it, didn't she? Look at that. And then obviously she couldn't make it. And triple kicks it. And oh my goodness me. Yeah, that is fairly terrifying. Yes. That is obviously not what you wanted to do. I would have gone right through the core of that rope. You can see the damage on it. And it's funny because I was actually talking about this at the beginning of the stream, because I was saying I haven't seen it happen that often, and there we go.
Yeah, it's surprising it doesn't happen more often, considering we're usually not looking exactly where we are kicking our feet into the wall. It's just kick and go, focus upwards.
Yeah. All right, Benjamin Bossard is on. Now, this man, we have a little interview coming with him on tonight's finals, but he had a horrible paragliding accident, shattered his ankle or heel, has 5 screws in that thing, and that happened in August. So he has said, look, there are some moves that do hurt a little bit, some moves I can't do, but having said that, he qualified in 4th position, so still strong. So Ben underway. The women's route, as we know, is still getting sorted out. Yeah, I don't know with Marianne. Presumably if you kick your own rope, it's kind of your fault in terms of,
right.
Not her fault, but you know what I mean, in terms of it's not a technical incident, but I don't know.
Yeah, but as far as the safety concerns, I think that was the right call to come off, and I guess we'll see how they call it.
Oh, 100%. I mean, even pushing on, that will be in your head so much. And these ropes are tough. They're designed to take a lot of abuse, but yeah, right. Sticking a crampon through, probably time to call it on that one.
Yeah, not exactly confidence-inspiring.
No. Okay, so Ben Bossard, his sister competed earlier on, Selena. And our next athlete is out for the women, Haejun Kim. Ben with that reverse grip, flicks the hand over on top. Ben getting a lot of support from YouTube as well. Some Swiss watchers in the house. Good question coming in from Noah. Do athletes get to watch the previous athletes on the wall? The previous athletes? No. I mean, once you finish climbing, you can obviously watch the rest climb. But for semi-finals and finals, it's on-site routes. You're in isolation. Phones are taken away. No Bluetooth devices. Of course, the athletes can talk amongst themselves about the route and what they've seen, but they won't be able to talk to an athlete who's already climbed the wall. They're kept separate. Ben on the traverse now. And lots of time left on the clock for him. This is the move Virgil struggled on. Ben had a better position there.
He read the feet very well.
All right. Ben into the corner of this wall now. Ice barrel section to come. Kim is on the overhang on the right hand side. So Ben comes out right. Big swing on the ice barrels.
Yeah, you can see he wanted to go into second position, but he didn't like that very much, so went back into first for this traverse.
Yeah, that
his hands
handle,
were getting pinched.
handle issue, isn't it? Presses in. All right, he wiggles in the clips. Now, let's see if he's read this the same way Virgil did. Virgil wanted to, no, he's not going to, so he's going to go right and then clip back, so he'll have to manage the swing. And it's interesting, you drop down and then you have this ginormous swing, don't you? All right, there is Haejun Kim, who's climbed about half the route now and is into the corner section of this wall. Such a long quick draw. I think that's the longest quick draw I've ever seen on a wall. Just protects the traverse and obviously extends and takes away rope drag. Oh, Ben had a moment. He's still having a moment. Loses his feet. Yeah, he's got to do a sort of a front lever, which he does. Wraps the feet through.
Well done.
Yeah, saved for Ben, but that did look risky for a moment, didn't it?
And that kind of thing just zaps so much energy from you.
Yeah. Haejun has found that. We can't see that pocket, but it's caused some problems. We've heard that athletes have got tools stuck into that recess there.
Yeah, it's just the right size to capture your bottom pommel there.
Yeah. A lot of people commenting on the music. Someone says, I haven't heard Skrillex in years. Nice one. I have a feeling some copyright bans are coming our way after this one, but, you know, it's fun. My colleague laughing next to me. Yep, we know. We'll deal with that problem when it comes, eh? All right, good work from Kim as she moves from ice back onto dry tooling holds here. From ice to metal. Which is not something you'd normally say would be a good thing, but in ice climbing it is a good thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun and new interesting metal holds that we've seen this year. Fun for everybody to get to see those and try to figure them out from the ground.
Yeah, the Korean, sort of whoever builds holds in Korea really let their imagination go. I see so many strange looking holds and really interesting for the athletes as well.
Very much so.
Oh, John cuts out, kicks back in. That was another big moment from him, which he just managed to save. All right, business time for Ben. He's just inside of the top 8 and he falls, but 3 to go. That is pretty risky and he knows it. Shakes his head. Yeah, he's going to be down right at the bottom of that finals unless something drastic happens to our final 3. Jory says we can move to Twitch once you get banned from YouTube. Thanks, Jory. Jory, I thought you'd gone to bed. You said you were yawning hours ago. I'm very impressed after my shout out to you to keep going. Very good, sir. You can have a nap in a bit. 3 to go. Right, this is a tricky move, this side pull here. Got to be careful with the edge of the structure as well. I'm watching that left foot drift towards it. You can't toe hook underneath that thing.
Ooh. Big slip there on the hold. It's pretty amazing that she's able to pull straight down on that too in the figure 4.
Yeah, because it is a side pull, isn't it? So it'll work much better on the right. And she's just managed to sort of defy physics here with this one. But she's all nearly kicked herself off the hold as well.
Looks like she's going for a reset.
This section has caught half the field out, through these ice barrels. It makes you realise the athletes who have got through that, just quite how impressive that was.
Most definitely. I think it's quite cold too when you're on those ice barrels, and the wind blowing past you up there is another cruxy move.
Yeah, you're right about the wind. I'm watching the trees and the banners rustle here. Super cold. And I think that's timeout being called. Yeah, timeout being called, so that will be below a finals place. Good question from Noah. Noah is dropping all the good questions. Do you lose points for dropping or leaving at all? Noah, you can leave it, theoretically. You can't drop it. If you drop it, it's done. I guess you could leave it and carry on with hands, theoretically. Not sure how far you'd get.
I don't think it would do much for you.
No. But there are sections where you have to use your hands, and that's built in, so it's part of it. Right, Younghyun Lee is underway, and this man is one to watch, especially for you Korean supporters out there. He wasn't on the podium here last year, and he'd love to get back onto it in 2026. Younghyun, very dynamic climber, risks it all on the wall, really exciting to watch. And top three now, final three athletes competing. We've got Younghyun Lee, Reza Safdarian and Luna Ladavant to come for the men. And for the women, Kat Shirley will be up next, followed by Marion Salmon Thomas. And I'll tell you what, as we said about the wind there, a huge gust just blowed snow across the roof, across our commentary box window. Tough conditions for the athletes here. And another good question from Jory as well, who's saying, maybe you need 2 ice axes on the final hold, don't you? Well, not anymore. So this year the rule has been changed. So all you need to do now is clip the final quick draw. In fact, similar to world climbing rules, I managed it that time, you don't actually need to get to the last hold. If you can clip that quick draw from below, fine. Trickier to do in ice climbing just because of the reaches.
Yep.
But theoretically that can happen. So new rule. Thank you for pointing that out, guys. So Kat Shirley underway. She's been battling sickness this week, but did very well in speed yesterday. Yeah, Kat has been quiet, and every time I see her, it's like she's conserving that energy. You know, she's cocooning herself in.
She has had a rough go of it this weekend, but still impressive to watch her perform so well, even despite not feeling super great this weekend.
Yeah, and I know YouTube's about to explode for Kat here. So keep them coming. Another Ice Coop regular. I think every time I mention it, I'll get 5% discount. I think that's fair, right? I can be bribed. I've said this many times. Yeah, thank you. Highly open to corruptibility, me. So, you know. I joke. So, there goes Matt's job. Kat's fish 4 on the roof section here. Hits the Steinpull. Floating at the moment, and I think she'll be able to turn that into more of a press and goes straight through. Hasn't made the clip yet. So a little new beta for Kat, and I think that's quite smart, doing it like that.
Yeah, puts you much closer to the draw. A lot less effort, which I think she's really hoping for now with battling this sickness too. That was a little funky.
I had to remove her own tool before she kicked it off then, didn't she? Alright, Kat gets stood up. Hits the next hook. Okay, so on the ice barrels right now, makes the hooks. And he's kicking into the top surface as well here. Will he clip early? I think it might be the meta for this move, but we'll have to wait and see if he spots it. Stretches out. He is doing the early clip.
Smart. It can be easy to get tunnel vision when you're just gunning for that next hold and missing clips entirely sometimes. Which you definitely don't want to do.
Alright, Kat below the ice barrels now. This is the section that slowed a lot of the women down. Alright, good work as Younghyun comes from ice barrels into the top section. Kat reaches up, hits the screw. And now she's moved very quickly. That was good work from Kat there. We've seen a lot of people shut down with that section. She's managed the first part. Now I'm being told that Marianne will go again on this run. So she will climb at the end of the competition, having spiked that rope earlier on. Decision made by the judges. So we'll see how Young Gun popped a tool there as he tried to match. Yeah, I don't think matching is the way through there. There's not a lot of room. So slight mistake, but he's doing so well. I think he's got a lot of energy in the tank to play with here.
Mm-hmm. He's looking very strong still.
Yeah, good work from him as he stands up onto the head wall. Tune comes into the background. Oh, look at that. Just comes through. All right, 4 moves to go, but they are enormous ones for Young Lee, and he's got about 30 seconds to do it. Kat's fallen, by the way, on the barrels, so she goes on the second one. Up onto the high hook. 3 moves to go here for Young Lee. And he's maybe got time. That clock will be kind of accurate, but not quite. He's going to have to be very quick here. I think it might be a timeout on this hold. Yeah, and he does eventually fall. I think that might be more of a timeout situation than anything. Didn't look really committed, but that will be up into the top 8 for Young Lee, and we will see him climb later on. Now, hopefully we'll get a replay of Kat Shirley's fall. We missed it on the live stream, so it'd be good to see that one again. And just a reminder to everyone, Fixe on the top right of your screen. That is the title sponsor for 2026, providing us the gear. And thank you guys for coming in. And this is Kat's fall. So let's see. So it was just after the ice barrels. Oh, it's that left sideball we talked about. So in a similar way, she was almost pulling down rather than across, and it looked like that cost her.
Yeah, I think that slight swing back as she was resetting just popped her right off.
Yeah, tricky for Kat. I'm not sure where that's going to leave her. We'll see scoreboards in a bit when it's been updated and stuff. Remember, only 8 can go through to the next round. All right, underway is our final climber out, Marion Salmon Thomas, and it's lovely to have her back. She had a baby last year, just 8 months ago, and she is looking so good. I talked to her in an interview. I said, "Are you feeling rusty?" And she was like, "Look, things have changed. Like, my body is different. I'm climbing in a different way. Clearly, it's working for her."
Yeah, very impressive. We got to train with her in Seoul before the competition. It was lovely to meet her there and get to watch her climb. And here, too.
Yeah, super experienced athlete. And then Reza, the final penultimate athlete out, Luna to come. And I say last female climber, of course, Marianne will be going again. So we have one more lady to come after this, as our final top 8 starts to take shape. So Mariam into the first little cruxes for the women's route. Reza will be fine through the bottom half of this section. No one falling there. Decided to keep feet down low before making the reach up. Kat, one of the only ones to clip from that right hand, so she did one more move. And Reza was in the speed comp last night as well. He's a very good all-round athlete, is Reza. It's 10:38 here in Korea, and the tunes make you feel like it's 2 in the morning on New Year's Eve. Great party atmosphere in the stadium. Okay, and Marion doing very well as she moves up through this fairly blank section of wall here. You've got to be precise. And she is at the moment. Nice and smooth through. Reza, meanwhile, is on the easiest section of the route. That traverse, we know, is where the difficulty starts to ramp up. The kick over to the left. And this is good from Marianne, but we know what is coming for her. Those ice barrels YouTube, keep your comments coming. In fact, can we have a heart bash? So if you're watching, just hammer that heart button, please. Let us know you're watching. I mainly like it because I like seeing the little emojis come up on screen, but it's good to know that you guys are here. Oh, now Marion searches for the hold as well. Was scratching for a second, now gets the tip in. Doesn't like it, though, and resets on it. So she's searching for this blind pocket right now. Reza moves those feet up nice and high. He moved through the traverse well. Oh, there are the hearts. Thank you, guys. That's made my day. It really does. I think that's an indication of how sad my life is, the fact those hearts make me smile. But they do. They do. All right, Marion wraps those feet around. She looks like she's... Wow, that's different. Fully kicking above her head there. I think moving away from the ice as quickly as she possibly can. Someone's commented that Reza gets better the harder it gets. Yeah, he's one of those, isn't he? He likes it when things get tough. And he's looking super confident on that ice barrel.
Most definitely. Heard one of the Canadian athletes say, I want to be like Reza when I grow up.
Yes, that was Pedro. He was commentating with me last night. We can all dream, eh? But Reza just cruised through those barrels. This is impressive stuff from him. Luna just about beat him in qualies, but I got to say, Reza, on this kind of form, is one of the favourites for the podium here at the moment. I think he's going to cruise into finals unless something happens here. Oh, God, I hope I haven't just cursed him. Sorry, Reza. Right, keep an eye on Marion on the right as well, because this is the dodgy hold, and I think it's got a little bit worse as well. You can see the scratches on it.
Yeah, I think
so. What used to be maybe a bit of a pull has changed. And you've got to be so careful not to kick your tool off, and she doesn't like the look of it, yeah. This section is brutal here.
Yeah, very awkward, and the feet are hard on the ice barrel, and like you were saying earlier, you don't want to go underneath the structure. It's very, very tricky.
There's a lot to think about through this section here. And Reza took a pause as well. He knows what's to come as well. Big moves needed for Mr. Reza. Josh is asking who's in the finals. Top 8, and we'll get a leaderboard at some point to show you on that one. We're nearing the last couple here. And that rope as well. Now, Marion has spotted this as well, so she's kind of trying to flick it out, but the rope drag is pretty savage through there. Okay, now Reza, this is such a powerful section where you've got to lock everything off, full body tight, and he had a big breath there as he came up with the right hand.
You got to maintain so much tension.
Yeah. He's looking down and checking for time here.
Oh, he's got plenty of time.
Yeah, he does have plenty of time. So stands up. Marion as well is looking like she might top this route at the moment. She's got about a minute and a half left on the clock and only 3 holds to go. What a performance from Marion. And Reza has time to shake as well. Marion, a hold away. We saw a slip right at the top before. Can she get this done? Hits it, just needs to clip. You don't need to match anymore, but she will because of the clipping position. She'll want to transfer and clip with the left hand, you would imagine here. Oh no, goes back down. Has she been timed? I think she's maybe timed out, yeah. Oh no. It's interesting, she looked really comfortable. I'm not quite sure why. Oh, the rope drag, that's why.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad.
I'm just slightly bemused why no one has tested that rope drag, but I've been told they did, but it just seems that every athlete has come through there with rope drag, which is strange, but Reza tops it out. Great stuff from Reza. Marion comes down as well. Good stuff from both athletes here, right into the top as you'd expect from our top 2 qualifiers. Fantastic stuff. Okay, so just 2 athletes to go here. Marion Thomas is done, but Marianne will climb again after that rope kicking incident. And then Reza Safdarian makes his way into finals with our first top of the morning. There is our leaderboard. So at the moment, and Reza, of course, will be in the top spot, so Ben will be bumped out. But that is what our top 8 look like. And take a look at number 6. So first semi-finals, I think, or one of second maybe, but he's into finals, is Whitley. Fantastic stuff from him. Wilson, sorry.
I'm sure he's very happy about that.
Now, Marian's name is in yellow because it has immediately been appealed, which is fair enough because, as I said, if it is rope drag, it's a bit disappointing, that one. So 29.0. She will have a look at that score, but Kim is leading the way at the moment, and that's our top 8 for the women. This was the incident, so she hooked it in there, and it was definitely a rope drag because she went up to the final hole, which is a jug, then came down, then had to reset, so definitely rope drag. There is Reza in the crowd. So our final male athlete is out. Luna Ladevant comes onto the stage. And he's one of the favourites to win this competition here. His brother Tristan competed earlier on. And Luna had a bit of a disappointing year last year where I cursed him and he fell off. So I'm hoping that he manages to get that finals place here. But our final athlete out. And Marion, meanwhile, I haven't seen her. And in fact, I'm not sure when she's going to climb. And I'm being told that Marianne will not compete again. So that's different from what I was told earlier. But I'm trying to find out why, whether that was a decision made by officials or her choice. We'll have to wait and see on that one. But now I can see her, crossing. She's not going to climb as she moves away. So, final athlete out then for the men will be Luna Ladevant to finish things off here. Yeah, so it was a technical incident for Marianne, so that has been appealed by someone else, not allowing her to climb again, and that is why she will not compete. Luna Ladevant will be the full focus of our attention here. 5 minutes 36 on the clock and a potential final place beckoning him. We can see from the men's leaderboard, most getting up above the 21 mark. Well, everyone, Florian the lowest climber there, and you can see how disappointed he was when he came down. Yeah, a lot of people are saying why, oh no, yeah, because basically if you kick a rope, it's your fault. And I know that sounds a brutal way of putting it, but you did the kicking. So something hasn't gone wrong in terms of it being a technical incident. The hold hasn't broken, the rope hasn't got stuck. It's the athlete who caused the problem. I know that sounds like a horrible way of saying it, but that's what happened. So that's why she won't be allowed to climb. In the same way as if an athlete dropped a tool or snapped a tool, it wouldn't count as a technical incident. So that is why she's not climbing again. And that decision was made by the jury, so no appeal came through on that one. Okay, Luna Ladevant comes up towards the roof section of this climb here. Three draws are a really tricky section of this route, not only for the climbing, but for the clipping itself is problematic. Luna drops down, you've got to be careful not to catch the rope on the way down as well. Luna picking up the pace here. Now he'll know that this is where you can kind of get stuck into this hole, where you want to climb slowly, you want to be secure, but actually you must press on, keep going. Which is easier said than done, I know, sitting in a commentary box, but it is the theory behind it anyway.
Well, he's definitely making it look easy, or easier.
And just to confirm to everyone, no, that the officials aren't saying she should have carried on climbing, because obviously it's totally unsafe. But it's saying that you can't have another go at it. Like, she did the right thing, she stabbed the rope. The officials are not saying that she should have pressed on at all, but they are saying, look, it's something that was caused by the athlete and not a technical incident. And apologies about the confusion of that one. I was told some information different on there. Right, so Luna locks off that right arm onto the screw section. You've got to say, Luna is looking fresh at this point.
Yeah, he's moving fast. He's moving confident. I think we'll... I don't want to curse him either, but I think we'll see some good things.
All right, so underneath, I say that about having loads of energy. He's pausing a moment here, I think, just to shake and breathe. Flicks the left arm over. So Luna will have taken a long moment to compose himself here. What has he got left in the tank for these final sequence of moves? Comes up and underneath. So, we know what's ahead of Luna Ladovat here. He needs to muster all the power left in his body to do this stand-up move off that hold you can see on the top of the purple volume. Big moment coming up for Luna now. All right, so Luna is up underneath. All right, so Luna Ladovat wrestles up onto the undercling here, gets stood up. All right, so Luna, 3 to go here on the screws. Just about finds the edge of that tip in. Leaning back, crosses through. And look how tentative he's being on these moves now. Really delicate with the feet. It's almost kind of slab climbing up there in a way.
Yeah, I can feel like that. Just the slightest little move the wrong way and you're done.
Yeah, you slide off and ping, don't you? And we've seen it happen a few times. Searches for that hold. That's a good shot to show just how nasty it is that he's pulling on. So 31, Luna safely into finals, of course, but is he going to get a top? Psychologically, that would be quite good to one-up over Reza, and of course count back as well can sometimes count.
Mm-hmm. I think he's just about there.
Yeah, I think he's just about there. Big move, though, at the top. Latches it. Oh, misses it. No, he wants to be in the middle of that hold where the V part is, and he's missed it twice now. Has he got the energy? I don't think so. I think that might have been a timeout. But regardless, Luna Ladovat is through. And with that, we say goodbye. We'll have a look at the results table at the end as things stand. But do remember, as always, this is a semi-final. Appeals can come through. We will go off air in a moment, but things can sometimes change around during the break. So keep an eye on the UIAA results page or Instagram for more updates on that. And Keith, thank you for joining me here today, man.
Yeah,
really appreciate it. Team USA were busy in the commentary box here today, which is fantastic.
Yeah. It's been a lot of fun, so appreciate it.
No worries, of course. So Luna breathes deeply, near a top, but not quite. And there are some of our route setters saying congratulations to him. That final move caught him out, but fair enough. Well, everyone, in a couple of hours, we will have the finals, the top 8 who have made it through. And here are our finalists. So, Reza from Luna, Younggyun and Virgil make up our top 4. Paul follows in 5th. Min after that, Tristan down in 7th, and Wilson in 8th. What a performance from Wilson. Great to see the Ladavans competing together, and well done to Reza. And then for the women, Jingong Kim leads the way over Marianne, who was called down under appeal as I know it. Haruku and Netta, Selena, Kat, Heijin and Sungyoung are our top 8. Lots of Korean athletes representing, which is good to see. Okay, Keith, thank you very much for joining me, and thank you to the whole team working behind the scenes, and congrats to the athletes. We will be back for...
Tirana was the last stronghold of the Moorish Empire. Due to its rocky landscape, it created this impenetrable fortress and took hundreds of years for the Christian invasion, which happened in the 12th century. Tirana is a village known for its resistance. Whether it be the Moorish Empire, the Christian invasion, the walls and the climbing, and the village is still here today. Its resistance against time is undefeatable. However, in addition to coming to Tirana to learn about history, people now come here to do something different too.
Not a little.